The second stage in our problem-solving and decision-making method is to analyse the problem. And the analyse the problem stage is the one which usually takes longest and should actually take longest, because by analysing the problem in detail, we begin to develop ideas for solutions. In the analyse the problem stage, we take the problem statement and we go on a deep dive to really understand the root causes of the issues. The group at this stage may need to revise the problem statement and the goal statement, and that's fine, that's perfectly normal. As I said, this is the stage that should take the longest, and we don't want to jump ahead to solutions. We want to spend a good deal of time really studying the problem. Then ideas for improvement will come easily. There are two parts to analysing the problem. Part A is to study the problem more deeply from different viewpoints, and Part B is to analyse the data. This can be the more difficult part of analysing the problem, as the organisation may not record the data that we need, or have it in the format that we need it, or in the structure that we need it. And I quote here again from Nick Suter and his book Breakthrough Thinking. He says, "Look harder at the problem, then look again. The root cause will begin to present itself." And those are very wise words in my view. And the first tool that I present for analysing the problem allows us to look at the issue from different points of view. It's called Stakeholder Analysis. As we know, there's a danger of looking at a problem from one point of view only. So to expand our thinking, we should work together with the group to define the problem from the point of view of all the stakeholders involved. For each stakeholder, ask the question, how is that a problem for them? This exercise helps us to broaden our understanding of the problem and its impacts and who it affects the most. The second tool we can use to analyse a problem is another nice one from Nick Suter's book Breakthrough Thinking. It's called Causes and Effects. And again, it aims to broaden our perspective. We should list all of the effects of the problem and work back to their causes. And this gives us a good overview of the effects and different people affected and the range of causes that are perhaps behind the problem. For example, if the problem is a high reject rate at a certain point in a process, then the effects are to slow the process down with rework, to add material and labour costs, possible delays to customer service, and the risk that some substandard parts might get through and cause the customer dissatisfaction and an inefficient process. The causes for this issue might include poorly calibrated machines, a poorly maintained machine, poor quality components or materials, insufficiently skilled or trained staff, overzealous staff perhaps, old equipment, and I'm sure you can think of more possible causes for this type of problem. The third tool that we can use to analyse the problem is one which challenges our assumptions, and it brings me in mind of the famous quote from Donald Rumsfeld, which he made at a NATO headquarters press conference on the 6th of June 2002. There are things we know that we know. There are known unknowns. That is to say, there are things that we now know we don't know, but there are also unknown unknowns. There are things we do not know we don't know. Try saying that in a hurry. The Challenge Your Assumptions tool helps us to clarify what we know and what we're less sure about and what we don't really know, the embodiment of the quote that I've just made there. So it's useful to distinguish between what we know for sure, which are the verifiable facts in the left column, what we think we know but we can't verify at present, which are the assumptions in the middle column, and what we need to know, i.e. what we don't know at present. It's easy to sort of subconsciously make assumptions, and this tool helps us to separate those out into the things that we really do know, those things that we think we know but we're not sure about, and actually the things that we don't know yet. And the fourth tool to analyse a problem is the famous 5 whys. And to be honest, I'm not a great fan of the 5 whys. For me, it lacks structure, and I much prefer the Ishikawa diagram, which we'll see in the next slide, which gives us a good structure for achieving the same end. But anyway, if you want to use the 5 whys, it again allows us to explore the root causes by asking why is that a problem at least 5 times in relation to a particular issue. Next, we do come to the Ishikawa diagram, which is one of my go-to problem solving tools, problem analysis tools. It's a really useful tool for problem solving because it gives us a number of aspects to analyze a problem under. In the traditional Ishikawa diagram, there are 6 headings which are shown here: measurement, methods, materials, people, machines, and Mother Nature. But these headings are not fixed and can be altered to suit the needs of the business. For example, you might use the heading systems to replace the one headed machines, or as well as if your business is heavily reliant on IT. I often use the heading management and methods instead of just methods to emphasize that management may be behind some of the causes of a problem, or company policies might be. And sometimes environment and community is also used as a heading. So in this example, we have the problem, why are so many items getting damaged when sent to customers? And the team have analyzed possible causes, possible issues behind that problem into the 6 headings given. So in terms of measurement, it could be that returns are being counted as damaged goods rather than returns. Under methods, it might be that there's insufficient time to pack properly given in the procedure, or rush orders cause a problem. Under materials, it might be poor packaging materials or faulty products in the first place. Under people, we might have again poor packaging skills, poor handling skills. Under machines, we might have the wrapping machine causing damage, or the sorting machine even causing damage, or poor transport issues. And under Mother Nature, we have accidental breakages or potholes in the road. And we have another example here in the second slide, and this time the problem is what is causing increased breakages. This is a pottery company whose new line of pottery is getting damaged. And under measurement, we have that the method of defining breakage, for example, has changed. Under methods, we see that work instructions have not been updated for a while. We see that there's poor packing methods. An inexperienced delivery company has just been taken on board. Under materials, we see there may be problems with the composition of the clay and that the new styles and shapes are fragile. Under people, we see there's been poor staff training, no comprehensive training program. Some experienced staff have retired, inadequate supervision. Under machines, we see the kilns are possibly too hot, inadequate maintenance of machines and old machines. And then under Mother Nature, again, potholes on the road.